Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. That's an interesting question. The sense of I is based on the Atma, that is true. The Atma, consciousness, I, awareness, when it manifests in the mind, first thought is I. Okay. But in the mind there is also ignorance about myself. Since there is ignorance about myself, what I am, my self-judgments, okay, will be based on what I am associated with. So that is why, like, even to say I am a human being, it is a self-judgment based on my body and mind. No? So the body and mind will influence on what I take myself to be. It may not influence, it doesn't influence the basic I. That thought, yes, but because of self-ignorance, that self-judgment will be based on what I'm associated with, my body, my mind, my emotions, okay. The image that I create, angry young man image. The original angry young man became 83 yesterday. He's still called angry young man. So, all that self-judgment is based on body and mind and our functioning, our roles. Even our roles affect us. Self-judgment is also affected by the roles that we play. Yeah, all that affects. Yeah, but the basic I thought I is dependent on the self. Because any concept is based on a reality that you don't know. If you knew the reality, you know the reality, there is no concept. If you don't know, you will make a concept out of it. Because you are aware of it enough to have a concept about it. And these concepts will keep changing, will keep getting modified, sometimes junked completely. Generally, as far as the I concept is concerned, the Ahankara is concerned, it's modified constantly.
Right.
Like what I thought myself 20 years back may not be what I think now. No? 5 years back. Or supposing a sudden cognitive insight happened about something. Okay. About my functioning. Yeah. I may suddenly realize, oh my God, I thought I was a very compassionate person, but I am not. I thought I was very accepting, but I find myself to be controlling. So, these type of sudden changes can also happen where I completely almost junk the previous concept, or it's usually every time slowly modified. This happens, this is constant. That's why self-awareness is very important, to know the truth. To know the truth about myself, it starts with self-awareness. Self-realization, if I may use the word, is not possible without self-awareness. Have I answered that? Yeah, you are having a doubt on it.
Right now, there's somebody, Karthik is having a doubt.
Yeah, Karthik.
Swamiji, is it that because the mind manifests Satchitananda, all three aspects of me, that my identification with the mind is the most because it's the maximum manifestation of me?
In a way, yes, but even without that. See, the closer or the subtler the instrument is, generally the identification is more. But it also depends upon people and their personalities. Like you find some people are so body conscious. For them the body is the asset that they have. So they spend so much of time pampering the body, taking care of it, gymming, fasting, this, that, because let us say they are in the entertainment industry or modeling or something. then the body becomes the asset, so the identification of the body is much stronger. Or if you're a bodybuilder, where you're chiseling your body literally, making a fine tuning everything, quarter inch more here, quarter inch less there. You're sculpting your body through exercise. Then the judgment is largely based on your body identification. That is stronger than your mind. Yeah. Like I remember this trainer in the gym telling me, he was discussing his career options with me. He said, Swamiji, बहुत बड़ा गलती किया. When I was young, I developed my body. I didn't think of developing my mind enough. It's because his identification was with this body. He was gymming, this, that, got to train. What will you do at the end of it? Be a trainer or something like that. Yeah. I mean, then I gave him options how to develop your mind. Because you have some asset now, some strength is already there. To build upon that by developing his mind as well. Sports medicine, things like that, physiotherapy, things like that, which can enhance what he does with his body. So the mind also comes in. But all this is identification. Okay. So it can vary like that. Whereas, let us say, someone into academics may identify more with their head. Okay. A researcher or something may identify more with his head. Artists, etc., with more with their emotions. Fine arts, more with their emotion. And I mean, this is profession-based, job-based, career-based, where it impinges on your identification. But all the three is there. Which comes to the forefront, or is there a balance in the whole thing? There has to be some balance in that, in the terms of how you develop. Any other questions before we go? Yeah?
Swamiji, in this context, I think in Taittiriya it comes Buddhi Guhaya, the location of I. So, I mean, the word Guha, can it further,
Yeah. See, the Buddhi Guha.
Clarify what Karthik ji.
The Buddhi Guha, etc., is an expression.
Achha.
It means at the core. See, Guha is a cave. Cave is the core of that thing. Now it's hollowed into the mountainside. So it becomes like interior, core. So at the core of your buddhi, at the core of your thinking, what is there? The I, the idea of the I. In fact, the I is manifest there, surrounded by ignorance, therefore I don't know. So right there the knowledge has to take place. So by saying buddhi guha, hridaya guha, etc., it is only pointing out where you understand the self, where you recognize, because the recognition of the self has to be in the mind, about the core of what you are. So to indicate core, etc., you will say these expressions, buddhi guha, etc., hridaya guha, buddhi guha. These are the two main expressions you will find.
Swamiji, in that context, so that Katorikam yam yam vidyam upaste andatama pravishanti. So there is so-called intellectuals, you see people who are leftist or woke. I mean, they have a lot of information and all, but they would never agree on if somebody tries to talk Vedanta with them.
Yeah, because there's an ideological bias against the whole thing. See, if they looked at their life, they will find that leftist thinking has not helped them. They are not the fulfilled people that they think they would have gone to be. In fact, they are very angry people, angry at the whole society. So, if your philosophy is not helping you become a happier person, junk it, not worth it. If it is not helping you to achieve things that you wanted. If you logically examine communism, it doesn't work. Logical examination of communism, dialectical materialism will not work at all. And that is being proved in every country giving up communism. including China, where the communist economic model is not there anymore. They use some elements of communism just to help them deal with workers and things like that. Nothing more than that. So it's more authoritarian than communist in its outlook. So it doesn't work. So leftist thinking doesn't work, so they won't accept it. Naturally, they won't accept it. It is because ideological bias. Like somebody told me, religion is the opium of the masses. And I turned around and told him, communism the opium of failures. You're not achieved anything in life, you're not built up anything in life. Therefore, you want to pull down people and tear them down. That's all you want to do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And even, I don't know, admitting it in public is supposed to be not done in India, okay? Because Mao's Red Book is banned in India, but I have read it. Okay. Mao's Red Book about his thoughts is banned in India, but I read it. Doesn't work. The only power that is there grows out of the barrel of a gun. One of the statements. That means, for the sake of holding on to power, you will have to keep on having revolution after revolution after revolution. In a way, that's the communist ideal, because you keep on having revolutions. It doesn't work. Whole thing falls flat, actually. Even intellectually, as an argument, it doesn't work. But people get attracted because the ideals seem nice, helping the poor, equality, all that sounds very nice ideals it sound. So it's like that joke. The head of the party, local party, asking a communist, comrade, what is the problem of capitalism? Man exploits man, sir. Very good. And in communism, it is the other way around. Okay. Man exploits man, other way around. It doesn't change anything.
Swamiji, apparently Karpatri Maharaj wrote a book called Ramaraj Banam Samajwad. It's a kind of it's a heavy volume.
Okay.
Somebody, some sadhu was talking about it. So it's in public. So he refuted all the things of
Communism.
Socialism.
Yeah, there's a lot of this communist socialist ideas which are refuted. Some sort of a welfare state can work. If you have an in-between idea like a welfare state, like Norway, Sweden, and those Nordic countries, they are run on the principle of a welfare state, where there is heavy taxation, but people are taken care of after retirement. So the taxation is heavy, you don't necessarily have to save for retirement because it's taken care of. So some sort of thing like that may work. You have to see whether it lasts. Because taxation in those countries are high, 55%, 60%, maximum slab. Still better than India, what it was 30 years ago, 90% slab. Influenced by communist ideas. Right? If the law of karma is there, everything cannot be equal. In fact, I will propose another theory, counter to communism. Okay? The better man with better intellect and better talents will always control lesser man with lesser intellect and lesser talents. Can anybody challenge that statement? Just a social statement I am making.
This is true for any system, Swamiji, right?
Exactly, it's true for any system. You observe the system, you will see this. Of course, there are exceptions and changes, like when you inherit wealth, etc. Then that helps you to control and handle things. Yeah. So That's why all these things will fall by the wayside. Democracy seems to be the system that's working now. Does it have its faults? Oh, plenty of it. Limitations, plenty of it. Yeah. That's why we had some sort of, in ancient India, a system that is more like kingship, but limited monarchy, limited by the cabinet of ministers. Even though in war, etc., he could take absolute decisions without any checking back. Otherwise, it always had to be approved by the cabinet, by the council of ministers. Not a cabinet, but more of a council of ministers. They needed that approval and the stamp. They could oppose it. So something like that, because in an emergency you can move fast, which in a democracy, in an emergency, is difficult to move fast. Whereas here in an emergency you can move fast. And at the same time, but it will work only if the person who is the head of the government, the king, is groomed to take the charge for a few years before he takes charge. Brought up in dharma, in the idea of fairness, equalities, social justice, natural justice. If he is groomed into that role for a long time, only then it will work. If it is just on the basis of privilege of birth, it won't work. That's why in ancient India there were times when the children of the king were ignored and somebody else was brought in. Yeah, that's also there. It's not always the eldest son who got it. So, these type of things are there. But they'll also have its own limitation in terms of struggle for power, etc. will be there. But struggle for power is there even in a democracy. If you look at all the nonsense that's going in the country, it's struggle for power. The rights on this, rights on that, rights on that. In fact, in India has become such, the moment a social activist gets an international award, he should be on the radar of the intelligence agencies, because next step is starting something anti-government. It starts with anti-government, then will become anti-India. Anti-government up to there is fine, not a problem. That's your democratic right. But anti-national is not.
Now they say any Magsaysay awardee is to
Yeah,
be
Magsaysay award definitely, 100%. These are the times we are living in. Kali ki prabhav hai, let it be. Just be aware of all these things. We can, if you are in that field and we can do something about it, fine.
Achha, Swami, is the age of Kali the traditional one? Do you go by that, or is the modification to that?
No, traditional one. Yeah.
For like 32,000 years.
Yeah, all that traditional one. I mean, it may be a little bit exaggerated years, but okay, I'll go by that. I mean, because where is the pramana for anything else except that? And it is cyclic, it is not going back and forth. It's cyclic in nature. Yeah. That's also important to have, understand.
So many of the people who keep claiming on YouTube are like there's a problem.
Yeah.
The next Kali is right around the corner.
Yeah, Kalki is supposed to be born somewhere.
Kalki, that's not Kali.
Nonsense. Yeah. I mean, what do you have the pramana for it? You should have either perception or some inferential this thing, or the Shastra which deals with these issues to talk to you about. None of them support these views. You're just making something controversial, something, so that you get your viewership. Anyway, so we ended last time by Arjuna's question. If I die before gaining this knowledge, what will happen to me? And we saw all the elaborate reasons why he is asking that question also, and how it can happen to anybody. I gave you enough examples last time where I know people where it has happened. Very keen students were dying before they got it. Okay. So now Krishna's answer. We are waiting for Krishna's answer. Okay. Shri Bhagavan Vachaha Parthaneva Namutra Vinashastasya Vidyate Nahi Kalyanakas Kaschet Durgatim Tata Gachati. I'll go verse by verse, okay? The topic is there of 3-4 verses, but I'll translate and go ahead. Hey Partha, Naiva Iha, neither here, now, when you are living, na amutra, or after death. Okay? Tasya vinashaha vidyate. The destruction of all that he has done. Okay? Na vidyate is not seen, he says. Why? Nahi kalyana krut kaschit. The one who is on moksha marga. Okay? Durgatim tata gacchati. Durgatihi. Will never be on a wrong path. Na gacchati. He will never meet a bad end. In between, bad things can happen, okay? That's karmic. You can meet with an accident, you can meet, all those things can happen. Okay? But Durgati, the end, can never be bad. Why? How do you say that? Again. Prapya punya kritan lokan ushitva shashvatim sama suchinam shrimatam gehe yoga prashta vijayate. Then, listening to the Gita, to Vedanta also has a punya about it. That's why many people keep the Gita in their puja room and do the chanting. Not that they are understanding anything. They are not going to gain moksha, but some punya will come out of it. What is punya? The unseen result of your action. All that punya papa, etc. I explained before. I don't have to go into all that unless somebody has lots of doubt on that. Therefore, prapya punya kritan loka. Those lokas that are gained by punya, higher dimensions of existence, where you go after your death, not living. Okay, this is a promise of Krishna. Okay, prove it, no proof. Want to take it or forget it. Okay, yeah. Prapya punya kritan loka. Ushitva shashvatim samaha. Having lived there for a long time, you got a good break. Hey, you struggled a lot on earth. Okay, you have gone through hell on earth. Now come on, take a break, enjoy yourself. Ushitva shashvatim samaha for a long time. Suchinam shrimatam gehe. Into a comfortable household. Rich meaning comfortable. There is no struggle for existence. There is no pressure for you to go to work and earn a living. That pressure is not there. You can take your time over it, deciding what you want to do, etc. Therefore, prapyas punya kritam loke. So, suchinam and culture, suchinam people, good people, dharmic people, some basic dharma, etc. is there in life. So, suchinam shrimatam gehe. This yoga brashtaha, the one who has fallen away from yoga, who couldn't achieve his end before death, that person, abhijayate, he is born. Oh, so in a good, nice cultured home. Okay, but you have to see what good cultured home, etc. If it is too ritualistic oriented, you may have problems. Okay. Why? You will be caught up with the ritual so much that you will never get freedom from that. So you have to see what it is about. Okay, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashtaha Abhijayate. Or he says, Athava Yoginam eva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi durlabhadam loke janma yat idrisham. Or he may be born, Athava Yoginam eva kule bhavati. He may be born in a family of yogis. Father is a Vedanta Acharya, mom is a Yoga Acharya. Think like that. Or father is a great Pandita. Okay. Mother is no less. Okay. Both are on the way to moksha. Okay. Or maybe they already have that knowledge, only working on their nishtha. But he says, Etedi durladam loke janma idrisham. But janma idrisham, this type of a birth, okay, this type of a birth, it's a little difficult to get. Why? Why will two realized souls want to get married to each other? Number one, the motivation is poor. Or, no, after marriage, both of them together they achieved moksha. it may be too late to have kids then. Okay. It may be too late. They got married at 25 and they were already interested in Vedanta and they start studying Vedanta and all. Either kids will be born before they have gained the knowledge, or if they waited to gain the knowledge and then get married, time for kids is gone. It can happen, but sometimes it may happen also, fine. Every Rishiputra was like this, no? Every Rishiputra was born a Rishi like that. I know one kid like this. Okay? I am waiting to see what's going to unfold in the next 20 years. I won't say parents are realized souls, no. I won't say that. But they are very much into Vedanta. I am talking about Ram Banerjee and his wife in UK. They organize a yoga festival every year. And their daughter, she must be 8, 9 now, 9-year-old or something. From the time I'm seeing her since she was few months old, a baby. He's surrounded by all of us only. He's surrounded by all of us. Like she shocked me one day when she was about 4 or 5 years old. She said, Swami uncle. Now, the expression Swami uncle for a Western kid born and brought up in UK is rare. Uncle term to be is rare. She said, Swami uncle, will you teach me? I said, sure, beta. What do you want to learn? The answer shocked me. She said, everything. Am I reading too much into this? I said, you want to learn about yoga? Yoga also. You want to learn about martial arts? That also. Then, no, everything what you know. He said, this looks like a yoga, looks like, I'm not sure. Looks like a yoga prashta, Suchinam, Srimatam, Gehe, etc. is true. And every year, for a few days, you are surrounded by yogis. Other times also, some of my batchmates sometimes drop in, spend some time with them and come out. So the childhood influence is strong. You don't know, it could be a yoga prashta, may not be. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. That's why I know I have 20 years to observe. Dekha jayega. Minimum 20 years I am going to be around. I'll see what happens to this kid. The kid is 9, 10 now. By 20 years we will know what's happening. Yeah. So, like this. Yoginam api kule bhavanti. But difficult. Alright, you got a good birth. Then what? Getting a good birth is what? In fact, if that is the only qualification you have, in Sanskrit that's a left-handed complement. It's a gali actually. It's called Pandita Putra. Oh, Pandita Putra is. That means what? Father was a Pandita, he is a useless idiot. Mother was a Pandita, what is he? A useless idiot. It's a way of indirectly saying he is a useless idiot, Pandita Putra. Why? Because if he is a Pandita himself, you would say he is a Pandita. But you are highlighting Pandita Putra. I mean, linear is good, but himself is useless character. So, what happens to this person then? Tatra tam buddhi samyogam labate paurvadeihikam yatate cha tato bhuyaha samsiddho kurunandana. There is a tatra tam buddhi samyogam labate paurvadeihikam. The buddhi that he had in this previous body, that samyogam labate, that interest comes up in him or her for that matter. Okay? Paurvadeihikam. Oh, you mean to say he'll remember everything? All the Sanskrit, this, that, etc. So nice it will be. No. Your desire for moksha will be strong. Your sense of acceptance of situations will be strong. No. You may or may not be very religious, but Ishvara will play a strong role in your life. That much will be there. Ritualistic you may not be also, but Ishvara will play a strong role in your life. And dharma will be there. Sense of justice will be there. and a great interest in all these things. You will pick it up earlier in life. You will pick it up faster. And he says, what happens then? Yatete cha tato bhuyaha. He'll put in the efforts again. For what? Samsiddho Kurunandana. Hey Kurunandana. Cadet of the Kuru's house. Arjuna. He will put in all the efforts necessary to get it in this life. Yeah, not religious, but Ishvara playing a strong role. You don't have to be religious for Ishvara to be strong in your life. What is religion meant for? You can do a lot of religious things to earn punya papa. But people who are doing it only for punya papa, Ishvara may not play a strong influence in their life beyond the rituals. If Ishvara is there in your life, you are courageous, you are fearless. Why? God is with you. What are you afraid of? No. Don't say this, don't do that. You are all scared. That means Ishvara is not there in their life. They are religious, all right. Ritualistic there. I wouldn't even call them religious. Ritualistic. Very religious, but scared, cowardly. You can be people like that. I know plenty of them. In fact, on the Kanchi Acharya's...
Somebody is an atheist, but could there still be a strong role of Ishvara in that person's life?
Because he may not be ritualistic, but his faith in Ishvara is strong. He has got some understanding of Ishvara, may not be much, but some understanding is there. And his faith is strong. And acceptance of situations, dharma, courage, etc. is natural for him. Objectivity is there in his life. Those things are there. Can have people.
So,
yeah?
My understanding, when you say Ishvara having a strong role, it is like the way I'm able to understand it, it is being in the right place at the right time.
That is karma playing its role. You have done good things in life, therefore you are at the right time at the right place to get the benefit of whatever is happening.
Mm-hmm.
That is karmic. Because you don't accept karma, modern thinking calls it serendipity. I am not talking about that here. I am talking about your sense as a person. Understanding of Ishvara should make you feel stronger. No? God is with me, yaar. What is happening? What am I to be afraid of? भगवान आपके साथ है तो क्या डरना है? But can you take it like that? Most people find it difficult to take it like that. They say they are religious, but really are they? They say they are this thing. Ishvara is there, but there is not. Yeah.
So,
you are right. Sorry, right? You can go ahead.
Swami said that most of the people who call themselves religious are really ritualistic. I mean, that's how it goes.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the common misunderstanding we also carry with us. I mean, most of us, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, because religion means ki aarti and then, pranam and japa. So they are important, but...
Correct. I am deliberately making this difference between having Ishvara in your life and being religious. There can be people who are both, who are religious, who do a lot of rituals, and strong. Ishvara is also strong. There can be people like that. And there can be people who are ritualistic, but Ishvara is not strong in their lives. That also can be there.
Sorry, one key difference or a couple of key differences, between...
I'll come to that. Yeah, as a characteristic you're looking for. Rohit has a question. Yes, Rohit.
Yes, so no, I'm just trying to understand when you say the role of Ishvara in one's life. So now my understanding is that of courage, fearlessness, faith. Am I getting it right now?
Recognizing Ishvara in all this. Recognizing the play of Ishvara. We say Ishvara is cosmic order, right? Order of things, dharma is Ishvara, manifest in the world. What does that all mean? You heard it all that in the ashram, right? What does it mean?
Yes.
That nothing happens without Ishvara. I mean, Christ put it in simple terms, in the terms of bhakti. Not a sparrow shall fall until he wills it. Now look at it. We will tend to dismiss this statement. You can if you want to. But what does he mean? Hey, all that happens is Ishvara's order at work, including karma. The more you recognize that, the more Ishvara is there in your life. It may involve some understanding, some reading, some studying. Are you getting it, Vineet? It may require some studying, some understanding.
Right, Swami, but I have this thing. Is it like in Kali Yuga this appreciation is harder because you see the people who are kind of, whatever, they are getting it so far.
Don't bother about people, bother about what I have. Am I being religious? Am I agnostic? Do I have Ishvara in my life? What am I?
No, I have Ishvara in my life, but that understanding gets shaken or gets challenged.
Of course you'll get challenged because your understanding is not complete.
Yes.
Of course you'll get challenged. That's why faith alone does not work. It's important to understand it.
Knowledge.
Yeah. Like this priest lost his faith in Ishvara. And he goes and asks the Pope, Father, I lost my faith. What should I do now? The Pope leans forward and says quietly, fake it. Now, sometimes it is true that by faking, acting as though you have that faith, helps you develop the faith. It's important. Doing acts of worship which are associated with a belief system may open your mind up enough to get the emotion flowing, because faith etc. are emotions. With some understanding, when you do the ritual etc., it gets the thing flowing into your life. It opens up your heart to let it flow. But there can always be a situation when the guy will come back and says, Father, I got tired of faking it also. Okay. Yeah. So, it is like, what is this bhakti about? Why? Some little amount of ritual is necessary in everyone's life. It is like doing an act of patriotism, for example. In our time, assembly in school in the morning ended with playing the national anthem. Okay? Theatres had national anthem, everyone stand up for it at the beginning of the movie. It was all norm. But we are a secular country, why do we need to do all this? So they dismissed all that. And then they found people applying to be officers in the armed forces are dropping because patriotism levels are dropping. I mean, on Independence Day, etc., we are in scout uniform in school and we would be playing the band and this and marching all over Chembur, Yeah, proud of what we are. Patriotic fever was there because that ritual initiated it. So all the rituals around the flag and how you fly it and this and that, how nothing should be flown above, how it cannot be flown below, all that, it cannot touch the ground. All this are what? Rituals. It's like putting a murti there and having something, no? Why? That flag stands for the country. It's a representation of the country. The murti is a representation of Ishvara. So you have some rules and regulation. Do a little bit of it. Why? So that emotion can come up. Understanding is there, emotion can come up. If the emotion can come up without that, fine. But be sure that the emotion is coming up and not something else. The emotion towards Ishvara is called bhakti. And bhakti can express in different ways. It can express a seva. It can express a sense of surrender, of acceptance, of taking care of people.
So you said be careful if this emotion is really coming. It could be something else.
Yeah.
What could be the danger?
It's just a conditioning coming up. I'm religious. a false pride coming up.
Ach.
Yeah. A sense of superiority coming up. We are doing all this, others are not doing all this, others useless characters. All this can also come up. So be careful what is coming up.
I've heard people say that the weak people are the ones who are religious.
Yeah.
Who go to God.
So we are the chosen few business. Yeah. That's a bigger problem. So all this, that much of bhakti is important. So if Ishvara is strong in your life, your bhakti in life will be strong. Otherwise, if you are only religious, your bhakti will be confined to your puja room or brought out on special occasions. It will become like our modern, to pick up the latest festival that went by, all the Garba, etc. You think there's anything of bhakti in that left anymore? It has become highly commercialized, like Christmas and Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola hijacked Christmas. No? Commercial interests hijacked Christmas. It's the same way commercial interests are hijacked the Garba. What feeling of bhakti was there? In fact, in the recent newsletter, I think there's an article on that. I have written a small little article, just a para. I have written on that. I will look at it. One para only, nothing more. Yeah. So where is that? Yeah. So those type of issues are there. But if Ishvara is there in your life, bhakti is there in your life, not in the puja room. The sense of surrender, the acceptance, the confidence, the courage, all that is there. Certain dharma is there in your life. You know, one thing many people who do social work, development work, miss in their lives is this sense of Ishvara. Otherwise, NGO work, development work can be very, very frustrating. You are trying to change the society and no change is happening. Or the people whom you are trying are working for is resisting what you are doing. It can be very frustrating. If Ishvara is there, that frustration will not be there. Because there will be a sense of acceptance. I did what I can. Yeah, vulnerability is always involved in opening up to Ishvara. True. Yeah, Karthik, you have a question.
Swamiji, if one has, one appreciates Ishvara intellectually, does not have the emotional connect, what will be the drawback for such a person?
Acceptance, etc. will be difficult.
I see.
Acceptance of karma, karma phala, success, failure, all that will be difficult. Acceptance will be difficult. Yeah.
And how about the reverse, Swamiji? If it's emotional but not intellectual, become ritualistic.
And your faith will be challenged by every bad experience. Why God, why are you forsaken me?
Right. Thank you.
Tata na apyo, Birla na apyo, mane na di apyo. The typical Bombay prayer. Those type of things will happen. So you need that combination. A student of Vedanta is supposed to have it. That's why he says, Paurvadehikam buddhi samyogam labate. This is the thing that will connect up. You find children sometimes, some kids have a great sense of acceptance of what happens. Okay, fine, all right. Some don't. Yeah, some don't.
So, Swami, just a little bit aside thing. Now, if the very clear word is Paurvadehikam, right?
Beg your pardon?
The very clearly it is said Paurvadehikam.
Yeah, previous life, from a previous lifetime. But that doesn't mean just because you are interested is from previous lifetime. That also is not true. So you are getting into conceptualization, you are getting into black and white thinking. You are trying to categorize, this is this, this is this. Don't. Vedanta doesn't work like that.
Just
you want a category, na? What are the characters of this guy? What are the characters of this guy? That's exactly what I'm saying is categorization. Don't try it. It is fluid. Keep it fluid and understand it fluid. That is another thing important for Vedanta, non-categorical thinking. Don't categorize too much. There are certain things where you have to categorize. Okay? From cooking onwards to physics, you need to categorize. You can't cook like me and become a chef because I don't categorize. Whatever I get, I put it in.
That is sannyasi's glory, Swamiji.
That's survival cooking. That is okay. But their categorization necessary, this month, all that fine. Necessary. You take a mommy, like the last, some time back, someone gave me some appam from Mani's. Now Mani's make good appam. It is good. And someone gave me what she had made. Oh wow, that is out of the world. The difference was so evident, my God. I said, who will feel it like eating that after eating this? Yeah, that's how it is. That's the difference in having their categorization is important. Plus, you learn it like a science, practice it like an art. So that science part is the categorical part. So there you need all that. Vedanta, you need to be non-categorical, is important. So that is another part of the thinking. If you have done enough Vedanta studies and died before that, this will come to you easier. To be able to discuss and debate will be natural. Not argumentative Indian, no, that's different. To discuss and debate on issues will be there. So some of the traits will be there. Therefore, Paurodehikam labate. Okay, then what? Say, tato bhuyaha samsiddho kurunandana. He'll again try for it. Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate hi avashopi saha jignasvapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. Purvabhyasena tenaiva. If he has really a yoga prashta, gone deep into it in his previous lifetime, just fell short of it, then he says, Purvabhyasena tenaiva hriyate hi avishopi. He may be involved in a lot of things, but because of the previous learning that is there, he will be dragged into this. You may have planned other things. Okay? You may have planned to set up an industry. You may have planned to woo this girl and get married to her. But you are dragged into something like this. Avishopi. Many of us who took up to this early in life have experiences. You planned so many things, but then all it fell by the roadside. There is one book written, nice to read it, okay, by someone who is just one batch my junior. Very popular speaker, very good. And he makes videos of his classes and puts it up. But he takes classes only in one place. So he's got a proper studio equipment for it, and it's phenomenal videos. Top quality videos, not like mine, put on a phone and taken. Why? Because I keep traveling all over with my classes. So I can't carry all that equipment on my back. I can only carry a backpack, nothing more than that. So this guy, Tadatmananda, from USA. Okay. He has written a book called The Roar of the Ganges. There you will see this having his play. Because in his 20s he came to the whole thing. In his 20s, 25, 26, he had a software company. He had a girlfriend, he was into a living relationship. But Avashopi, he was pulled into this. Yeah, before he was 30, he landed up in the ashram. Company sold off. Relationship over, everything. Avashopi, sir, pulled into this. It happens. To many of us it happens. Or anyone who has logged, Roar of the Ganges, Swami Tadatmananda, correct? That's the one. It's available on Amazon. But good. It's semi-autobiographical, up to him taking up sannyasa, up to there it is there. Because those are the people who will walk out early in life to become sadhus and things like that. Yoga Prashta, some previous lifetime. Not that if you take it in this lifetime you won't get it. That's not the idea. You take it up in this lifetime also you can get it. In case, okay, you didn't get. I remember lifetimes I lived, there was Vedanta around, but I was involved in other things. Vedanta is also there, but as you know, all the other things also. That can also happen. Yeah. Okay, then. Okay. Jenny says one statement he makes. Jijñāsuhu api asi yogasya shabda brahmatati vartate. Even if you become a jijñāsu for this knowledge, jijñāsu meaning jñātum ichchuhu jijñāsu, moksham ichchuhu mumukshuhu, pītam ichchuhu pipāsuhu. Okay. It can be water, it need not be a drink. You don't think of drink all the time. Okay. It can be plain water also, pipāsuhu. Okay. This is the way it goes. Okay. So, jijñāsu, jñātum ichchuhu. If you are a jijñāsu to know the truth, shabda brahmati vartate, you have gone beyond the ritualistic section, he says. The karma kanda has no more use for you. The karma kanda section of the Veda has no more use for you. Why? Because what you are wanting in life is different. No, little bit ritualism will come into you. I have seen this happening in people. Sometimes by prarabdha it comes. By sheer fate it comes. Okay? Like in my case. As I joke with people, I have never thrown a flower at the Lord before I joined the ashram. Ishvara was strong in my life ever since I remember. As a kid, I had some rudimentary basic understanding of Ishvara. Even before I started school, I had that. That much was there. From that back, I can remember. Ritual, no. Sometimes when you are very young, what I'm talking about 6, 7, etc., you will imitate your father doing a puja. That much was happening in my house, morning or evening. Either my mom or dad will do a puja. That's it. Finished. Small, simple thing. Okay. Nothing great. Not elaborate. Panchopachara, not even Shodopachara, but very with great devotion and all, they would do it. That is all that was there, once a day. So sometimes as kid we would imitate. We'd all go for the arti. Why? Prasad milega na uska baad. Temple going and all, I was not. Okay, fine. If everyone is going to temple, I'll also go with them. Itna hi tha. But when I am saying prarabdha, after studying Vedanta, in the ashram I was initiated into the Gayatri, this, that, etc. Swamiji, without the Gayatri, how do you become ready for Vedanta? Ready is mind. Mind can be got ready in 100 different ways, okay? My warrior discipline got this thing ready. Then my life continued. In Rishikesh, I took up some chanting, this, that, etc. Need based. I have some blocks to knowledge here, and so many blocks are coming up to my learning. So, thoda Saraswati mantra chant karo. Then there was one phase, Bhiksha nahi mil raha hai, yaar, kya karega? Not getting Bhiksha. How many days can you go without food? Annapurna, Ashtakam, chant. Jnana vairagya siddhyartham Bhiksham dehi cha bharvati. उसके बाद भंडारा ही आने लगा. Forget Bhiksha. Bhandara started coming in. So, this little bit like this. Need based. Japa Dhyanam, meditation, all that was there. Then after sannyasa, when you are supposed to give up everything, this is where karma works. My friend got Sri Yantra from Mukambika. He said, oh my God, abhi kya karega? This has been worshipped in the temple for Navratri, and then it's coming to me. God, I can't keep it just like that. Atiti Rupena, she has come. I said, Amma, I can't do the whole elaborate puja. I will just offer some kumkum every day. She's happy with that. Then next year, Shivalinga from Gandaki River in Nepal, the only Hindu country left. And white linga for worship of Vishnu. Atiti Rupe and all of them have come. So now I have to do some abhisheka. No? So some rituals came in. By prarabdha it can come in. Which is fine, no problems. Or sometimes what can happen is, because I have been brought up in secular education, this, that, etc., I've rejected a lot of the ritualism, etc. in my life as a youngster. School, college days, teenagers and all, we all rejected. When you start studying Vedanta and the teacher talks about a little bit about puja, this, that, etc., you'll start channelizing your inner Brahmana out. And become totally ritualistic. Please don't. Please don't. Every holiday need not revolve around temples. Like many South Indian families, it happens like that. Holiday means you have to fit in half a dozen temples. Hey, ek do lava, theek hai. Why half a dozen temples? Come on here. So be careful of that. That's all I'm saying. Why? Jignasu api asya jnanasya shabda brahmati vartate. That karma kanda section has no more room for you, place for you. You will do a ritual because you are facing some issue in life. You are a householder. Okay, child is not getting married. There are some blocks for the child's marriage. Do something for it. Fine. Or you are struggling with something, some health issues. Do something for it. Fine. Need based. Do that much. And every day if you are lighting the lamp and saying salam and all that and a few things, good. Because then the bhakti can come out. The whole idea is what? So that the bhakti is available in day-to-day life. That's important. Role of Ishvara in day-to-day life is the Lord is with you. You're not scared of anything. What is there to be afraid of? Lord is with you. You're not controlling anything. Why? Control is in God's hands, not in your hands. What are you controlling? Nothing. All control is an illusion. He is antaryami, bahiryami also. Okay? What are you trying to control? You do what you can. You do what is necessary to be done in a situation. But what is necessary in a situation is not control your wife, not control your husband, not control your kids, not control your guru also. Some people try that also. I've seen people doing that with puja, trying to do that with puja Swamiji. Relax. Not necessary. God is a controller, not you. Allow things to be. Yeah, you can't control outcomes. You can only have a hold on your actions, not on the outcome. Karmanyeva adhikaraha ma phaleshu kadachana. Second chapter. Ma karma phala heturvu. Don't think you are creating the result. Ma te sangatva karmani. At the same time, because of that, don't get detached from action. Don't be inactive. Do what you have to do. Control is in God's hand, not yours. Karma phala is karma phala nimitta. He is a nimitta for karma phala. Karma is in your hand. That much you can do. Don't control. Control outcomes. Don't be a control freak in terms of people. It can come from good intentions. Just because good intention doesn't mean it's right behavior. So, those things be careful of. And because Shabda Brahma Ati Vartate. Don't be a karmata. You're supposed to be a jignasu. And what karma is necessary in your life, do. With your Ishta Devata, some japa, dhyanam, etc. Regular, good. Light a lamp, etc. Good. Acknowledge your Kula Devata by going there. Good. More than that, what? Need based, you can do a ritual or something. Fine. No, Swamiji, every day I do some puja. Okay, fine. A simple puja. Okay. The ritual should not be ruling your life. Because you are not a karmata, you are a jignasu. Understand that. Swamiji, I have no problems, I don't do rituals. And a lot of people will tell me that also. Okay, jignasu. Okay. Okay. Then he says in this one more verse, but it's too elaborate to explain the whole verse today. He says, therefore, he says, as a result of all this, naturally he gains moksha. How will you not gain moksha? Because previous life he has dabbled in it enough to be a yoga prashta now in this lifetime. He has taken it up early in life. How can he not get it? Unless he allows himself to be hijacked by something else. There's no reason he not get it in this lifetime itself. Yeah. And you get it in this lifetime, you are fine. Yeah. After that, what? After that, go and have a cup of coffee or kya. So there are 3-4 verses left in this chapter, which we will see after we come back for the next class. But next Saturday there won't be class, Diwali time. So next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where I bunched up all the classes together. So next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no class. We'll meet after that. So probably the date will be, okay, so 17th, because Saturday is Dhanatrayodashi. People will be busy with the evening puja and all, so that we won't have. So this class will meet on 25th. Those who are coming to the Upanishad class, etc., we will meet on 24th onwards. Because Bhai-Dooj is over on 23rd. So 23rd is a Thursday. So Friday for the Upanishad class, Saturday for the Gita, and Sunday 26th for the Brahma Sutra. Okay. Yeah. So great, have a nice break for Diwali, enjoy yourself. Yeah. Eat some sweets. It's okay if your dad is going a bit haywire here and there, but not too haywire. Okay. Yeah. Take care. All the best for you.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself. Have a great time.
Thank you, Swamiji.
All the best. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yeah. Take care. Because people will be busy for Diwali next weekend, as I said, take a break. And I mean, sometimes people with enthusiasm say, no, somebody will come, but I know this is not possible because family will be there. It's understandable.